Talk about year in review. I'll let both of you talk, but I know you did your class and you showed some of the gains and the stocks that you had picked in the performances and all that. So that was in EYL University. If anybody is not familiar with EYL University, man, you behind the eight ball on that, because there's a lot of people making a lot of money in that situation right now. The options class, investment, real estate, so much stuff going on. But talk about that.
How about your portfolio, man? Did well?
Did okay.
I take pride in watching my people win. Yeah, man, we had an incredible year. 2025 was an incredible year. It was a year of focus. It was a year of discipline. It was a year of, as I called it, using my teammates. And so 2023, when we did Market Mondays live in Chicago, was the first time I had said, I'm using AI to help me in my research. And at that time it was Anthropic, and I was using it around earnings and having it read through the earnings reports and getting information and scouring for what analysts were saying. And that's just been intensified as ChatGPT and all these GPTs got better. Then the research and the data became even better. Gemini obviously being the most accurate. And the returns were reflective on that, right? So we put a top 5 or top 6 that we thought would benefit from the tailwind of AI in 2025. And I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Then we put up on our last post where, I mean, from TSM to NVIDIA, AMD, when no one was talking about it, and it was getting beat up 66%. We had Eli Lilly in there. I know, Ian, that's one that
that's my baby.
Huge on. And we got those at great prices. ASML, when it got down to 650, we had been in these positions just at the right time, obviously in the option space. When we're talking about percentage from the equity growing, you're talking about 50, 60% now. When you have option calls on that, that's when you see the 300, 400, 500% returns that these people are getting. In fact, I saw somebody today in EYLU that is up almost 2,000% on Micron. I don't even have a 2,000% Micron call. They got 2 of them, which is incredible. It just talks about the level of execution that people are doing inside of EYLU, but in market monies as well. Like people are getting information, whether it was from a few weeks ago when it was Fabrinet or it was ScanDisk or it was Caterpillar. People are executing on the information. And so I put out the 2026 list for companies, and I'll give one. Can I give one? Cool. Or do you want me to give all of them? Give them one? I'll give them one. So we had some returning companies. The one that I did add this year in 2026, which I think is going to have a phenomenal year, is Robinhood. I think the story of how it's pulled back here over the past couple of months is well overblown. I think Robinhood is set up in terms of the population who they serve, how they're over-delivering for that population, and that population is seeing returns and coming back. What they are building is loyalty, right? This is important, especially in branding. You want to have a core group of loyal supporters, and they've done that with the younger demographic, especially inside the worlds of options trading. What speaks even louder to it is the fact that they've added predictive marketing into it, right? So now you're talking about young people are doing sports betting. He sees that space and he says, how can we be in this space in a way that can be productive for our site? There you go with predictive marketing. You go on there now, there's sports predictive marketing inside of it. I think it's going to be an incredible segue for them that's going to add more revenue. But I think inside of brokerage accounts for the future, right? So we're talking about those Trump accounts, like there's going to be a brokerage that's going to have to benefit from that. We're looking about the brokerage of the future. When we talk to kids, and we talk to a lot of young adults, in fact, I got a meeting tomorrow. When I ask them what brokerage they use, it's not the first response. It's not even a question. It's not even a question who they use, right? Like I feel like, wait, I'm using this and they're using that. I had to go back. I said, let me just open up my Robinhood just so when I'm trying to teach these young adults, I'm teaching them on the platform that they know, and overwhelmingly it has been Robinhood. We talk about deregulation, again, that word. They'll benefit from that, right? Outside of the options trading, which is a huge market for them, predictive trading, huge market for them. We didn't even talk about crypto yet. And a lot of young people and people of all ages are using Robinhood to trade crypto. It was one of those places that accepted it first. Had brokerages around it and financial institutions around them figuring out how they can do it so they can add it to their institutions. I like Robinhood in 2026. It was one of I put 12 companies in there, but that was one of them for sure.
Go ahead, Rashad.
Nah, you about to say something?
No, I would just say though, for those who y'all counted Lily out, what a mistake. What a mistake. I had a personal conversation with a friend who they had a $3 million position in Lilly in March. Exited. I should show the text, but I don't want to embarrass you. You told me Lilly was, and I told my friends to get into this, and and here we go. I know it's a popular thing to then criticize, but like one of the most important investing lessons is to listen to the people who are doing better than you in that space. That's why, like when Mike Novogratz, take me out of it, because I've been free since 2016. Take Mike Novogratz. I went through all those comments last weekend of the people who were criticizing, like, well, he got this one thing wrong. He gave you 70 fucking things that was right.
And people that, I'm gonna let you finish, but it's funny you say that because I was thinking about that today because we did the Aquaman interview, and one of the clips, a few of the clips went viral. One of the clips, he asked me how much I paid for health insurance, and I told him like almost $2,000. I rounded it up, but
same.
And there's a bunch of people in the comments, like one person went as far as like, he's lying. There's no way you pay $2,000 for health insurance for two people.
Who's lying?
And then they're like, yo, that don't even make any sense. And you know what I realized is that, have you ever seen Robert Smith in the comments saying like, that's not true. That can't be true. Have you ever seen Don Peoples in the comments saying like, oh no, that's impossible. That can't be true.
Because they will say it.
And they all follow us. Or have you ever seen Gary Vee in the comments saying, no, that's not true. That's not possible. I'm not listening to somebody that, like, if you haven't been to where somebody else has been to, but it's only the people that comment on that is the people that are not qualified to talk on it. Mm-hmm. That's the craziest part about it. Like you would think, all right, somebody that's really true billionaire, they can give some insight. Somebody at least worth, 100 million can give insight on it. Like, nah, you paying too much for health insurance, bro. I haven't seen one person that's worth more than me say like, yo, you paying too much for health insurance. That's crazy. But out of the whole message, that was the one thing that people got out of it. It was like, yo, that can't be true. What is he doing? He don't even know what he's talking about. He's paying to you. You have never even paid for health insurance. You don't even own a business.
And on top of that, that's how I know you're not paying your child support either. That's how I know. No, let's be real. Because the health services and health insurance part is separate from the actual fee. If you pay and you're an entrepreneur, you know that $2,000 at a certain level, depending on what state you're in, it's like.
Exactly. You go by the state, you go by the deductible, you add the dental, and like it's a variety of different factors that go into it. But people are saying, looking at it like, yo, that's the most dumbest, it's the craziest thing that they ever heard in their life.
Bro.
And I'm like, you telling me something you don't even, I used to work in insurance.
Bro.
I paid $2,500 a month. Right? Most people, if they work, right, health insurance comes with their full-time employee, right? Oh, I only paid $10, whatever it is that come out of your paycheck. I took a leave, right? Before I left completely from education, I took a leave for a year. They were like, all right, well, it's a leave without pay. Well, a leave without pay, I don't get paid and I got to pay my own health insurance. Family of four, $2,500 a month. That was in 2020. Mm-hmm. That now probably up to $2,800, $3,000 a month.
Come on, man.
And that's why when Jadakiss said that go to jail just to get their teeth fixed, and now they don't even have dental in jails anymore. Yeah. So it's like there's a reason why he said that. It was a joke when it's a punchline, but there's a reason why he said people go to jail just to get their teeth fixed because they can't afford to get their teeth fixed.
Yeah, Marlon said Cobra. Yep.
Like I seen somebody was like, they probably got a $17,000 deductible. That's a fact. Like when that health insurance, I'm tying this in back to Eli Lilly. We have a crisis in America, especially if you're a self-employed person. It's extremely difficult. That's why that whole, what they call Obamacare, which is really called the Affordable Healthcare Act, you had to go through the portal. It wasn't a perfect system, but it was designed for people that did not have health insurance. Yep. If you don't have health insurance provided through your job and you got to get it on your own, it's extremely difficult. And like you said, it also goes by your zip code, where you actually live.
Yep.
What kind of dental plan you want, what kind of health plan you want. A variety of different things. If you're self-employed, if you're an employer. So people commenting on things that have no idea what they're talking about. It's just like, I just thought about that today. I'm like, damn, I never seen nobody rich in the comments.
Grant Cardone ain't saying nothing. You go to any country where it would be beneficial for them to tear us down. they don't have a pushback on that.
But tying that in, Red Panda, what I was going with this is Red Panda, that's institution. And one of the good things with Red Panda is that it actually, tells you different buy prices for stocks. And obviously Eli Lilly was one of them. So talk about Eli Lilly and just talk about just a year in review as far as like what even you might have learned. Like, it's always good to, I think everybody continues to learn as you get older, maybe new technology that you might have picked up, AI, stuff like that. Like what's your year recap look like as far as, Red Panda and how you've actually maybe, changed or grown in your philosophy on economics?
A great question is have been doing follow what the countries and capital deployers with the most money do. They're doubling down on their current stance. So Nvidia knocked it out the park. Apple, despite my criticism of Cook, knocked it out the park. And next year, he's going to be gone. Then you'll go back and clip that shit up about him leaving and he should leave. Will look fucking prophetic. Lilly, one of the greatest run institutions in America. Iconic run. Like the big lesson is not to find something new, but once you have an elite talent, to double down and triple down and put more into it. Oklahoma City is not looking to find another Shea. They're looking to put more money into Shea. Same thing here. There's no reason to make a market Tuesdays. Just make market Mondays. Better. Stock club, better. And I'll say this too. Respectfully, because sometimes I watch the clips too and I'll be like, I hate him too, right? I had some moments. I'll be like, man, shut up. But it would behoove you to listen to what I say the first time. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. And that's not from a place of arrogance. Because you trying to belittle me or tear me down ain't made you no more money. Has not. My net worth is just exponentially grown. I just don't show it. Don't flash it. Don't floss it. But the thing that I've learned more than anything, and I had a conversation maybe 2 weeks ago with somebody who's at a fund to fund. He was like, your next goal has to be 200,000 or 300,000 shares in your primary position. Interesting. Then he showed me his account with 600,000 or 700,000 shares in some corporate, and I'm like, "Fuck! Now you picking up 4 and 8 million a quarter and not saying a word." And notice, to your point, Rashad, it's the criticism from those who are not at a certain level yet, but those are above are quiet as fuck. They're quiet. Why? They're just quietly executing because they realize that the noise ratio that you get on social media is not even worth the return. Hormozy killed it this year. Hormozy's getting quieter in 2026. More automation of content. But on the back end, he's quiet. Him and his wife are quiet. Grant is still posting, but he's quiet. They're all doing the back deal with the government and inclusion into Bitcoin and real estate. It is accumulation of asset time. Who gives a fuck if you don't like my take? Take my advice and get you rich. When they all met me, I was rich. Even on AMD, I just said they need to reformat and let's have a conversation. AMD was my pick in 2018. Okay. Got 9,000 shares of that. We're going to separate the talking from who got it for real next year.
Yeah,
I promise you.
I think it's important though, even in the conversations, right? Like even if you and I don't agree on me, you and Shai, I don't agree with y'all on something and y'all don't agree on something, at least it invites dialogue. Yeah. Like the dialogue itself is like, all right, I hear that side, and you can make your own decision.
And but even if you don't agree, if the Vatican agrees, that's what fucking matters. If Vanguard and BlackRock agree, that's what matters. The internet chatter don't matter, dog.
Get the
if the Vatican say it mattered, it mattered. Notice when I said that about Tim Cook, nobody from Apple, Nvidia, BlackRock, State Street, Piper ever said I was wrong. It's just a bunch of motherfuckers ran up to CNBC and took what I said.
Quick question. Because I got Lily in my 12.
Talking.
That's just your passion. You GLP. Do we get pill form from Lily in 26? They're
gonna find a way to sell you the crack for sure.
All right. Yeah, I got it in my predictives. Like I think that happens in 26.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we are gonna take some questions soon too, because this is the last show of the year. And you know what's crazy too is that shout out to all my Dominicans and Cubans and Puerto Ricans, but it's a little frustrating when you work with somebody and then when people can't start, they conveniently can't really understand or speak English when the invoice comes and it's time to, and it's like, that's the most frustrating thing in the world. When you actually doing business with somebody and let's do business, and I know that you can speak English because we've been speaking English the whole time, but then it just gets extremely confusing. It gets confusing at that point. That's when it gets confusing.
I'm not.
This
Proceed.
That never happened to you before?
Oh yeah, and don't even know Spanish.
Oh, Spanish was the link? Okay.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Or the other side of it is I think I'm owed more from you conversation, the entitlement conversation. Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of it. The when they realize what you're doing, the price go up on the job.
Everything.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
Look. On everything.
Yeah, it looks like he can afford it. Yep. Tax them.
They start running around in circles with the word salad, and that's not making no sense to a fifth grader. You can't even understand what he's talking about. And no. I'm like, okay, now bet you
we can circle back to it at the top of the year. No, I pay my shit now. What you mean?
I got my translator.
You got to keep a translator at all times.
Keep the translator. Keep your earbuds in, man.
Keep a translator.
Yeah.
I know what you said.
Yeah. But year review, the market has done incredibly well. Tech has done incredibly well. All the ones, even Bitcoin is tech. For those of you who don't know, Bitcoin is tech. Even though they've had a little bit of trouble, invest in tech. I've been same thesis. Nothing changed. When you have a great plan, you don't got to change it. That fadeaway for Jordan worked, even when he was on the Wizards. The triangle offense worked. Keep investing. But my new thing for next year, I'm gonna do the shoddy. I'm gonna be way more quiet. I got you.
You're gonna be way more quiet?
Oh, for sure. To my social media team, post everything for me before I send out a bounty on social media for what I pay for me to be quiet.
And a bounty.